Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Blessing Emmanuel. If you're just joining us for the first time on this channel, you're welcome. And if you're not a subscriber, thank you guys for always coming back. It's actually been long since I posted on this channel, but I am fully back now. So today we are making this beautiful dress that has a placket at the center. If that sounds good to you, stick around and let's go right into the tutorial. So here I have my working piece. I use my hip measurement plus some extra allowance to cut it out. So I will fold it into two, and after folding it, ensure that you have at least your hip measurement divided by 4 plus some extra inches for ease. I'm making use of 2 inches and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So here I have both the front and the back piece folded together because I'm cutting both at the same time. So I'll place my tape rule from this point and I will mark the shoulder to the chest line. You can mark your shoulder to your bust line, but I'm marking the shoulder to my chest line, which is also my armhole measurements divided by 2. Then my waistline, which is 17 inches. And the hip line, which is 25 inches. For the length of my dress, I'm marking 38 inches, which is what I have here. At this point, I will mark the shoulder measurements divided by 2. And then I will draw a straight line from this point down to the chest line, which is now the armhole measurements divided by 2. Here I will mark the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease and then 1 inch for the sewing allowance. I'm going to skip the waistline because it's going to be a free dress that will have a rope at the waistline. So I'll go straight to the hip line, and at the hip line I'm marking the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches for ease and then 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect from the chest line down to the length of the dress, just as you can see me do. For the neckline, I'm marking 3.5 inches for the width, and for the depth, I marked 1.5 inches for the back and 4 inches for the front. Next, I use my curve ruler to connect my armhole curve. You can make use of your free hand, that's up to you. And after that, I drew my shoulder slants, and that is it for the markings. Next thing to do is to cut it out. Now for the curve at the down part, I went up by 4 inches. You can go as high as 5 inches. That's up to you. I went up by 4 inches, curved it to the center point, and then cut it out. So this is what I have. I will separate the front from the back. Then I will cut off the front neckline and the front armhole curve. So next thing I did was to go in with my pressing iron to press it down. This is for us to have a marking at the center front, so that by the time we are placing our first placket, it will be a lot easier. And now that we have done that, I will open it up. As you can see, we have a very straight line. So I will go ahead now and cut out my plackets. So for the placket, I cut out a strip of about 2.5 inches and I folded 1/2 inch inward on both sides using my pressing iron. So at the end of the day, I have about 1.5 inches left. Now I will place it at the center front. take it to the sewing machine and stitch right from this top here down to the bottom. I'll do this on both sides. This is the pocket I'll be adding to it. I've cut it out. The length is about 8 inches and the width is 7 inches. So I folded half an inch inward at this top part and stitch it down. Now I'm going to place my tape rule at the shoulder and mark 19 inches, or you can go down by 2 or 3 inches from your waistline. At that point, I came in by 3 inches, make a straight line and place my pocket. So for the pocket, I folded half an inch inward all around, just as you can see, and I'll place the pockets. Now I'm going to repeat the same step for this other side. And please guys, anywhere you feel a little bit confused or that I'm a little bit fast, then please drop your question at the comment section and I will try my best to answer each and every one of them. Now that we have everything pinned down, I will take it to the sewing machine and I will stitch all my pieces together. And remember that we are leaving the top part of the pocket open because that's going to be the opening of the pocket. And now we have done that. This is it. Next, I'm going to mark my waistline, which is 17 inches. I will do that and draw a straight line across, just like this. And this is the place I'm going to be creating my channel for the drawstring. So I've cut out my working piece and I folded half an inch inward on both sides. So I'm going to fold the edge by half an inch, and this is to conceal the raw edges. So I'll fold the half an inch, place it at this point, pin it down. I'm also going to be repeating the same step for the second side. Now that we have everything pinned down, I'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch from this edge down to the other edge. Now this is what we have, and we are going to pass our drawstring through this channel. For my drawstring, the length is 20 inches. You can make yours longer or shorter. And I'm using this needle to pass it through to the side seam. Please don't use a needle. Go ahead and use an office pin. It's a lot more easier. But this is what I have at the moment. That's why I'm using it. So I'm doing this on both channels. So this is it. I'm done inserting it, and this is the back piece. I've also inserted our first placket to it. So the next thing to do is to place them right sides together. And after doing that, I'll take it to the sewing machine, stitch down the shoulder seams, and for the side seam I'll stitch down this part using the 1 inch allowance I added. And for this other side, I will insert my zipper to about 9 inches and I will stitch down the remaining parts. So let me do that and show you. So this is it. I've done that. I've also used bias tape to tidy up the neckline and the armhole. So next is to insert our button. Now from this top part, I'm going to mark 3 inches apart. You can do 3 inches, you can do 4 inches. That is up to you. But I'm marking 3 inches apart. Now the final thing we are going to do is to place our buttons at those markings. Then use needle to sew it down. And this is it, and this is what our final result is looking like. If you have enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also put on your post notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime there's a new video on the channel. So until I see you in my next video, bye.